Hello, it's Carly Jo and welcome to my channel. Today's video I'm going to be showcasing some of my current favorite, most used makeup products that I have in my pro kit. There are three things that I look for when it comes to putting makeup in my pro makeup kit. First one is versatility. How many ways can I use this product? What can I use it for? Inclusivity, what's the shade range like, and how many skin types and skin tones can I use this on? And then obviously we need something that's long wearing, because as a wedding makeup artist, my clients will be wearing their makeup for mostly probably over 12 hours. So it's really important for me to have products that have long wearing ingredients. I think I'm going to start off with eyes first. The first thing I have are the Senna Cosmetics Brow Fix Setting Gels. I also use their brow powders and I love them way more than the Anastasia ones, mainly because the Anastasia ones are like half pan and you have to get a whole pan to replace that, even if you don't use the other half. And plus I just find that the quality is better in my opinion, but I love these. And Senna Cosmetics in general, amazing brand, amazing products. And I was influenced by Scott Barnes to buy these because he used these on Tati in one of her videos. And if you didn't know, Scott Barnes is also JLo's makeup artist. And at first I was kind of apprehensive and like hesitant to buy it because they kind of look like liquid shadows. They do have shimmer in them, and I'm like, glitter in the eyebrows. But the way he explained it, I think he said something about, you know, when you have a really glowy base but matte eyes or matte eyebrows, they can look a little flat. They can look basically like they don't belong on the face. But when you have something like this, where it's a shimmery brow gel, it's not going to, you know, add too much glitter or anything, but it adds enough to where it makes the brow multi-dimensional and it ties the brow in with the rest of the makeup, especially if you are going for something that is more of a glowy, radiant application. And I was like, okay, I gotta buy them, and I absolutely love them. The two that I have that are shimmery are the Blonde Shimmer and Golden Brown. I like to use the Golden Brown on those that have more like red and auburn hair as well, but I do have a dark brown, I have a taupe one, and then I also have the clear one. They do also set the brows really well, so if you're someone who likes to set your brow hairs to make them look a little bit more fluffy, I think you would really like these. All right, so next I'm going to talk about two lashes that I have been loving. The first one is from Kiss. It's their Lash Couture Masterpiece Collection in the style Avant specifically. These are incredible. Honestly, I would think that these are probably like $15, $20 lashes because of how high quality these are. The band is a little bit more on the thicker side, but I'm okay with that because it's still a really comfortable band to work with. So even though if you're new to lashes and you like something a little more dramatic, definitely still check this out because I think you'd find these really comfortable. And these lashes, along with the other ones, have that wispy lash. They are kind of tapered rather than, you know, lashes that like start and then just like cut off. These are wispy. They're very lightweight on the eyes. They're going to really open up the eyes. They're not going to weigh them down, so that's why the tapered lash is a really good thing. And you can see they do have kind of some pieciness. This helps if you are someone who likes to do a lot of eyeshadow and you like a big lash and you want your shadow to show through that dramatic lash. You're using lashes that have more of that piecey look are going to help show the eyeshadow through the lashes. I know I mentioned that thick band, but it's not that kind of thick where it's like, you know, it's going to be super difficult to adjust and apply, and it's going to weigh your eye down. It's heavy. It's just enough to where it gives a little bit of definition at the band, or at the base at least, but it's not going to weigh your eye down. And then the next pair of lashes I have are the Eylure Luxe Cashmere lashes in the style 6. I've been eyeing these when I go to Ulta pretty much every time, and then I just decided to bite the bullet. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try them. I love this one, specifically the style number 6. They are a lot more natural than they appear to be in the package. And no matter what style of lashes always look more dramatic in packages than they do on the eyes. So if you're a little apprehensive, you think a lash is a little too dramatic, try them out first and then you'll be like, okay, maybe not. But these are extremely, actually pretty natural. And again, these have that tapered band, or not tapered band, tapered lash. So it's gonna give you that really lightweight, wispy look to your eyes. They're really going to open up and not be weighed down by the actual lashes themselves. And this band is thinner. I think it's like their version of like a like an Invisiband, kind of like how I think, is it that Ardell's Invisiband? I think that's how what their trademark is their Invisiband. Same concept, very thin, clear band as well. The band on this is clear and it's thin, so it's a little bit easier to work with than something with a thicker band, kind of like the Kiss one. And they also come in notches, so if you're someone who has to trim your lashes to fit your eye, these will be really easy to trim as well. And this also comes with glue, so if you're someone who's new to lashes and you kind of want a 2-in-1, this is a great option for you. I can't mention lashes without talking about my favorite lash glue. This is the Magic Lash Adhesive from Complexion Atelier. This by far is the most long-lasting, budge-proof, bulletproof lash glue I have ever used on myself and my clients. They actually market that you can wear your lashes for like up to 3 to 4 days with this, no matter what lash glue you use or whatever lashes you wear. Never wear your lashes for that long. I never recommend wearing your lashes even to bed because it can really irritate your eyes, especially if you're someone like me who's like a face sleeper. I sleep on my face. Your lashes can get in your eye and then it's just a mess. I don't recommend doing it no matter what. But if you are someone who needs a lash glue that will hold your lashes like forever, honestly, for just a really long time, I think you would really love this. It's also latex free, so you don't have to worry about any sort of latex allergy. I will say, if you are using this, be sure not to use too much. A little bit of this goes such a long way. And I personally, for me, like to wait when it's really tacky to apply the lash, because I find when it's really tacky, it sticks the absolute best. And I think that goes with any lash glue, but this specifically, I don't put it on when it's wet. I like to wait until it's pretty tacky to apply it. All right, so next we have eyeliner. Now I only carry gel liner in my kit, and the only one I carry is the Inglot Gel Liners. This one is number 77, just their black one. I don't carry any pencil eyeliners. I don't even carry lip pencils. And this is just me personally as an artist, for my comfort as an artist. I just don't find that sharpening and spraying pencils is enough to keep our clients safe from any infections or bacteria that could be harboring on the eyes or the lips. So that's why I only use gel liner for eyeliner and then liquid lipstick in place of lip liner. But yeah, Inglot gel liners, you've probably heard people talk about them before, but it is honestly worth all of the hype. Super duper pigmented in all of their colors. They have a great shade range, so if you're someone who likes to do a lot of colorful eyeliner looks, I think you'd really like this. It's also, what was I about to say? Oh, it dries down matte, so you don't have to worry about any sort of shimmer, any sort of like vinyl finish. Some eyeliners have that vinyl shiny finish. This dries down matte. Super duper creamy, so it's very easy to work with. It just glides on, it does not skip. And what was the last thing? Oh, smudge proof, transfer proof. Well, it's easy to smudge because it's so creamy, but then once it dries down, it's smudge proof, transfer proof, long wearing. I always say you have to have a little bit of elbow grease to remove this, but honestly, I'm okay with having to work a little bit harder to remove my eyeliner. If it means that it's not going to, you know, smudge, transfer, whatever. Something that I recommend that makeup artists have is a good go-to matte eyeshadow palette, and this is mine right now. It's the Viseart Grand Pro palette. I have used Viseart shadows for a long time. Their products in general are fantastic. You might know them from their iconic all matte, I think it's like 18 pan eyeshadow palette, and I think Sonia Kashuk actually made one later on, like an alternative for that. But I just love their shadow formula. Very creamy, very pigmented, very easy to blend and easy to work with. And I love their revamp of their packaging. It's so incredibly sleek and classy and elegant. And I love how when you open it up, this little part is actually magnetic, so you can use it as kind of like a canvas and like stand it up if you need to save space on the table. I think it's really cute. And I also love how there's a protective cover so it doesn't get the mirror dirty, anything like that. I think a lot of companies should try to do this because I think it's actually really helpful, because again, it just keeps everything pretty clean. But this is a fantastic all matte eyeshadow palette. You have pretty much every color you need in order to create any look. I do have other eyeshadow palettes in my kit for other reasons. Maybe I need something a little bit more warmer or something, you know, whatever. But this is a good basic all matte palette to have. Not only that, but these shadows, you can actually pop them out. All Viseart palettes are magnetic. If I can pop it out. Oh my god. They do pop out, so if you are someone who likes to depot, or you know, you only want to have specific colors from this and put it in a smaller palette, you can do that. But they are extremely strong magnets, so you don't have to worry about this falling apart or, you know, the shadows falling out, you know, during travel or whatever. So Viseart shadows in just products in general, worth every single penny. I'm actually wearing their loose powder right now, this one. It's incredible. So yeah, definitely check out Viseart if you are someone who wants super high quality eyeshadows. All right, so moving on to complexion products, Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. I love this setting spray. I will say if you don't like fragrance, I wouldn't go with this. It's not like too strong of a fragrance, but it does have, I think, fragrance in the actual formula itself. I'm not sure. But I love the setting spray. When it comes to my own makeup and especially my clients, I don't just spray at the very end of the makeup application. I like to spray at least 5 times throughout the application, usually after skin prep, after the, like during foundation. I'll put the foundation on, then spray the foundation and then blend it out. And then after all the creams, after all the powders, and then as a final seal for everything, I'll spray it. Now I would not recommend this if you have more dry skin because it can be a little bit more drying. So instead I would recommend the Scandinavia sprays. Scandinavia actually owns Urban Decay, or it's the other way around. So the formula of the Scandinavia sprays and Urban Decay All-Nighters, they're pretty much the same. So definitely check those out. I love those sprays as well. But yeah, Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, I will forever carry this in my kit because it is really nice. So I can't mention Viseart eyeshadows without talking about their blushes or just any of their products in general. They're all fantastic. Their blushes in particular are so pigmented. They're incredibly easy to work with, very blendable. You need a little bit for it to go such a long way. The ones I have are Orange Violet. This one is so gorgeous. I'm obsessed. And that peach shade up there is just stunning. And then we have the Plum Bronze one. This one is also gorgeous. I love this one out of all the shades. I think that one's my favorite. This one does have this one and this shade have a tiny bit of shimmer, but it's not too much where it's like almost a highlight. And then I think this is my personal favorite. This is the Rose and Coral one. God, this is perfect for spring and summer. This middle shade right here is stunning. And just like the eyeshadows, these are also magnetic, so you can remove the pans. You can put them in a different palette. You can mix and match to put your favorites or your most used ones in one. Overall, again, Viseart, their packaging, the quality of their products, 10 out of 10. Always recommend. All right, so I can't mention blush without talking about my favorite cream blush, which is the Ben Nye Cream Blush Wheels. I do have all 3, well not all 3, I have a couple shades that I left out just because they're really similar to each other. Depotted in this little mini view set. This is a 16 pan. I thought this was so cute. I actually did not expect it to be as small as it is. I was like, is this gonna be big enough? But because I need the tiniest bit of this blush to go the longest way, this is a perfect size actually. I can get through plenty of weddings and gigs and jobs just with this little guy, and it's just the perfect cream blush. It doesn't have any glitter, any shimmer in it, so if you like a more like a matte cream blush, you would really like it. So extremely pigmented, so again, the tiniest bit will go the longest way. Now if you're wondering, this is the original packaging. This is my personal one. This is CR200. This is what they originally come in, these circular blush wheels. And then I depotted them in this, so you can see the size difference. I used to have 3 of these like this, and now it's that way, and I love it. So yeah, depotting is a great thing to do for your kit. If you're a makeup artist watching this and you have not depotted your kit, it saves you a lot of room and a lot of pain on your back. But yeah, Ben Nye Cream Blushes, favorite green blush of all time. I will forever carry it in my kit. 1000%. Next product are the Ben Nye Studio Color Press Palettes. I don't think you will ever not see me have these in my kit because I love these palettes, and that says something because I'm constantly changing out the products in my kit and switching things out, you know, doing whatever. They're all matte, so you don't have to worry about any sort of shimmer, glitter, anything like that. And I use these to set the face. You can use it to highlight, you can use it to bronze, contour, even eyeshadow. These 2 shades right here are perfect for contouring for fair skin, and you need a tiny bit, super pigmented, a little bit goes a long way. Just so stunning. The colors are gorgeous, covers relatively every skin tone that you need. You can customize them, and again, these are also depotable. Is that a word? Depotable? This is depotable. You can depot these as well. It actually comes with a spatula you can use to like pop them out, and then you can put them in whatever palettes. So Ben Nye is an incredible brand to have in your kits. They actually specialize in a lot of SFX products, but their regular makeup products, again, their blushes that I just mentioned, fantastic. Their powders, fantastic. So yeah, definitely recommend checking out these palettes if you are someone who needs a pressed powder palette. And these are, again, also great if you are someone who is building your kit from scratch and you need something that is not going to break the bank, but you're going to be covered with any skin tone, skin type. These palettes, or just any powder palettes or anything that comes in a palette form in general, is a great thing to have. I forgot to talk about these eyeshadows. I'm just going to slip them in here before I forget about them, but they are the Makeup Forever Starlit Eye Powders. These are the most beautiful loose pigments for eyes I've ever had in my kit ever, and I will continue to buy them. They're currently in a baggie because they are kind of messy. So if you are going to carry these, I recommend putting them in a container. I have them in this one, but the last thing I want to do is clean up loose glitter all over, or pigment at least, all over my kit. But the ones I have 111 and 301? Is that 301? I can't read it. Oh shit. These pigments are extremely finely milled. You know how sometimes when you use a loose pigment, sometimes it can kind of look cakey on the lids or in certain spots. I find it doesn't do that because of how finely milled it is. Now there are two ways I will use this. The first one is if my client is wanting that little bit more of a dramatic or intense shimmer. I'll use this on top of these Stila liquid shadows. Those are also amazing. Or the second way is to apply it on a matte eyeshadow and kind of have a veil of shimmer. It's really versatile for that. You can really pack it on to make it a little more intense, or you can kind of just sweep it onto the lid to give a little bit of a veil of shimmer. But I will put the matte shadow down and then use a colorless eyeshadow primer like the Viseart, the MAC Extend Eyewear Base, and then, or the Inglot eyeshadow keeper. Apply that on top of the matte shadow and then just kind of pat and sweep it on, and it just creates this beautiful kind of, just a hint to where it kind of like catches the eye a little bit. You're like, oh wait, is that shimmery eyeshadow you have on? It's just it's so gorgeous. Again, I have the shades, I think 801 or 301, I'm not sure. Editing Carly will fix it for me. And then 111. But yeah, just don't be like me and not screw the caps all the way on, because you are going to clean up a whole one of this in your kit. So, and now I'm paranoid. So I just tuck them in here. All right, so I have two foundations I want to share. The first one is the NARS Soft Matte Foundation. I recently switched out my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless. I love that foundation. It's a fantastic full coverage, all matte foundation, but I like to depot my foundations, and I cannot depot that foundation for the life of me after I depot it the first time. The formula is just way too thick. And I wasn't actually using it as much as I thought I would, because I don't typically use a lot of full coverage foundations. So I have the NARS Soft Matte instead, because it's a great, come on, let's focus here. There you go. Anywho, but just like the name implies, it's a softer matte foundation. It's not a satin, but it's also not going to make your face look super matte. So you're still gonna have some sort of dimension, some sort of, I don't want to go as far as saying radiance and glow to the face, but it's not, again, going to make your face look flat. I also find I can use this foundation on those with dry skin. The Charlotte Tilbury, I would not even consider putting on dry skin, because you would look like the Sahara Desert, and I don't want that. But especially if you prep the skin right, it doesn't cling on to any dry patches. It doesn't accentuate any dry areas. So that's what I love about that as well. The coverage is more medium to buildable. So it's not going to be completely full coverage, but you can kind of build it up in certain areas. And then the next foundation I have been carrying for a long time, and I will probably continue to carry it in my kit because I cannot part ways with it. It is such a beautiful foundation. It is the Face Atelier foundation. I love this foundation. It's so incredibly beautiful. It's skin-like, but it adds a little bit of coverage as well, so it's a good medium buildable coverage. It's also not glowy, but it's not matte, so it's a really nice satin finish once it dries down. And once it dries down, it's really easy to build on top of that. Nothing will come up or ruin the first layer. And because it's a more satin finish, I feel comfortable using it on pretty much any skin type. I will say though that all the shades lean more towards the warm side, so I recommend getting the adjuster. That's the pink one. I think they have a blue one, I'm not sure, but if not, the LA Girl brand has a blue adjuster, and I think e.l.f. has one as well. Adjusters are great to have in your kit regardless, but just keep that in mind when buying these foundations, that they do run more on the warm side. This is personally my favorite foundation to use on those with dry skin, textured skin, mature skin, because it's not going to emphasize any texture and it doesn't sink into the fine lines as much. And that's not to say that this doesn't crease at all. Every makeup product creases on top of fine lines. That's just how it is. Some people have more fine lines than others. Some products tend to crease more than others, but I find that this foundation doesn't crease as much as ones that I've tried. Next are the Melanie Mills Gleam Body and Face Illuminators. If you are someone who loves that shoulder and décolletage glow and you want it to be transfer proof, this is it. This was formulated to be transfer proof, so once it's dried down, it is not moving, but it just gives a beautiful, healthy glow to the skin. I have a bunch of shades, but the two that I have currently in my kit are the Rose Gold and Deep Gold. I'll show you the Rose Gold because it is just so stunning. It blends out so beautifully. It feels very lightweight, even though it's a thicker formula. And I mean, come on, look at that. And the shade range is also incredible. You can cover any skin tone as well with these products. Overall, they're fantastic. I would seriously recommend this if you are someone who's looking for a transfer-proof body glow. All right, so now for a couple of skincare, skin prep products. The Clarins Total Eye Lift, what is this? Eye cream. I love this eye cream under makeup. Now, you have to use an eye cream religiously morning and night to see some sort of result over time. So I can't say, you know, I personally use this myself. I've only used it for about a couple weeks, so I can't say, you know, oh my gosh, my eyes are lifted. My under eyes and my clients' under eyes have never looked so smooth. If you struggle with any sort of patchiness, dehydration under the eyes, and you find that kind of, you know, translates onto the makeup, your makeup may look a little cakey or patchy or anything like that, try this eye cream because you will love it. Pretty penny, I know, but it's worth it, trust me. I can't talk about skincare without talking about Embryolisse, the Creme. I'm not French, but I have used this moisturizer for a long time. I've gone through so many tubes of this myself and for my kit as well. This is such a great universal moisturizer to have in your kit. If you watch any pro makeup artist, you've probably seen them talk about this. This is a great 3-in-1, so you can use this as a regular moisturizer, your day-to-day. You can use it at night. You can pile on a little bit more, and it's like a really great hydrating mask as well. And it's also a primer. So once you apply it and it kind of sinks into the skin, I don't want to say film, but it leaves because I feel like film has like a negative connotation to it, but it kind of has a film where it sits on top of the skin that acts as a primer and a base for makeup. So this is incredible. I feel comfortable using this on any skin type. I love bringing it down the neck as well. It's a very lightweight formula and it feels lightweight going on the skin as well. It smells great. I think that's the one thing clients talk about all the time when I use this. They're like, oh my gosh, it smells so good. It smells good, it feels good, it works well. 10 out of 10. If you are someone with oily skin, maybe you are working on a client with oily skin, maybe it's the summertime and your client or you are prone to sweating really bad, the Mehron Skin Prep Pro will be a game changer for you. This is a mattifying skin toner. It is incredible to kind of keep the oils at bay. I like to use this on a cotton pad and just pat it on the areas that, you know, might get oily or sweaty, so like the hairline, the T-zone. Now you want to make sure that you need a little bit go a long way. If you use too much and you apply a moisturizer on top, it will start to pill. So you make sure that you use a little bit and you let it kind of sink into the skin, kind of let it do its thing before moisturizer. You can use a fan if you're time sensitive. You can use a little fan to fan it dry before applying it. But yeah, let it dry before applying moisturizer and don't use a ton of it because a little bit goes a long way. I have used this on clients where I work on them, I turn my back, I turn back to them and their face is an oil slick, and it has kept their makeup matte all day. That was a very long video, but I can't help but not showcase my favorite products. I remember when I was first starting doing makeup, I would constantly just watch YouTube videos and ask other makeup artists what their favorite products were and what products they use and how they use them. And it just feels right for me to just share mine because I know there's makeup artists out there that were like me when I first started, you know, trying to figure out the best products to use. And of course, keep in mind that the products I use in my kit work best for me. They work best for my business, for my clientele. So if they don't work for you, or if you want to find an alternative, that is totally okay. You don't need every single product in another makeup artist kit. You will never see one kit the same as another unless it's like a salon or something like that, because every makeup artist is different. Make sure you're catering your kit to you and your clients and your skill level and your comfortability in terms of formulations and skin tones, things like that. If you're a pro makeup artist and you are loving a specific product or products right now, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for sticking around, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.